Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, as you may already know, the end of this week will see us celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which is the 17th of March, and many people do not know this, is the most celebrated, most widely celebrated national day on earth. St. Patrick was not actually Irish, though. St. Patrick was actually born in Wales in AD 35, and he lived there until he was 16. Patrick's early life was anything but saintly. Indeed, the young man was not religious at all. He was a pagan, which was roughly the equivalent of what we'd say an atheist would be today, back then. When he was 16, St. Patrick was captured by a group of Irish marauders who were off trying to loot and to claim as many British slaves as they could. They captured St. Patrick, brought him back to Ireland, and sold him to a Druid chief. Ireland was not Christian at the time like Britain was. We did not have the Roman influence. And during St. Patrick's, or Patrick's at that time, well, Maewyn at that time's time in Ireland, he discovered Christianity. He was stuck in Ireland in what he described as a godless place. He was extremely lonely, having been separated from his family, so he turned to the Lord, and he prayed and prayed and prayed. It is said that St. Patrick prayed hundreds and hundreds of times a day. One night, St. Patrick was sleeping while he was minding up on the mountain in which he minded his sheep. I forgot to mention he was a shepherd in Ireland. And during his slumber, he had a dream in which he was informed to go to the coast, that a boat would be waiting for him to bring him back to his home, back to Britain. St. Patrick fled his lord's land, went to the coast, and indeed there was a boat waiting for Patrick. And he managed to make his way over to Britain, back home, which was very, very unheard of, very much unheard of at the time. A slave never got a chance to escape. So he went back to Britain and he went to the monastery to study to become a priest. He eventually became a bishop. And as he liked, as it was common with St. Patrick, he had another important dream. He dreamt that the people of Ireland had come to him and given him letters and begged him to come back to Ireland and to convert them all to Christianity. So St. Patrick, inspired by this dream, went back to Ireland and started to preach the book, the Bible. The Druids, the pagan Druids at the time, obviously did not like Patrick because he was becoming very, very popular. He managed to build churches across the island, and he gained a lot of popularity. Many people started to follow him. He cleverly described the Christian belief of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost all being one entity by using a shamrock. And that is how we have the symbol, the shamrock, associated with St. Patrick's Day. It is a little plant with 3 leaves. And that is how St. Patrick explained Christianity to the Irish people. This is 3 leaves, but it is one, from one stem. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, but all coming from the one entity. St. Patrick, while he was in Ireland, wanted to visit his old master. He didn't hold any grudge against his master, and he wanted to just go and speak with him. When the master heard that St. Patrick was on his way to visit him, he gathered all of his belongings, put them into the middle of his house, set his house on fire, and then dived into it, burning himself to death. It is said that the master could not have his pride endure the thought of being vanquished by a former slave. There are many legends surrounding Patrick. We don't know if that story is true about the master burning himself to death in a house. Nor do we know if it's true as to whether or not Patrick brought people back to life from the dead, or if he got rid of all the snakes from Ireland, as many people believe. There were never any fossil records of any snakes ever in Ireland, so we do not think that this is true. But it's more believed that this is a metaphor, that the snakes were the pagans, and that St. Patrick managed to convert Ireland to Christianity, therefore ridding Ireland of the snakes, or the pagans. Few people know that The original colour that was associated with St. Patrick was actually blue, but today, as I'm sure most people know, the colour associated with St. Patrick and indeed with Ireland is green. St. Patrick worked tirelessly for 30 years on the island of Ireland, managing to convert the entire island, it is said, to Christianity. He then retired, and he died on the 17th of March in AD 461. The canonisation process for Mr. Patrick did not actually begin until the 12th century, however, much later. Originally, St. Patrick's Day, the day which is celebrated on the 17th of March, was a Catholic holiday, strictly religious. And indeed, it still is officially a Catholic holiday. But nowadays, it is also very much a secular holiday. Many non-Irish people celebrate St. Patrick's Day, many non-Catholic people celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and ironically, many atheists also celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which went against his original plan of converting all the atheists to Christianity. So, nowadays, St. Patrick is associated with rainbows, leprechauns, and pots of gold. But many people do not realise that this man devoted 30 years of his life to trying to convert the poor pagan Irish and show them the light to Christianity. Thank you.